Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I didn't really touch on the crypto market much this morning. I wanted to save it for this afternoon because it does look like we are in that last leg of the bull run. We have seen altcoins rally. We have seen Bitcoin rally. Right now, XRP is trading at about 81.5 cents, at least at the time of this recording. If I bring up Bitcoin here, we are seeing Bitcoin breaking highs, moving up as high as $46,000 yesterday. Right now, it's trading at about $45,500. So we are really seeing that Bitcoin momentum really kind of take off. And, as per the blockchain backer, we do really have to pay attention to this retracement level here, the 702, and see what happens when Bitcoin hits this level. Okay, this is going to be the moment of truth level right here. If we can see Bitcoin break through there, it'll likely make new highs. If we retest and we see weakness, well, it is perhaps reason for concern. And, I'm not going to go over why that is. There is a lot to suggest that the bull run is going to continue to rally because, namely because altcoins really haven't seen that final leg up. And so, altcoins are a good indicator as to whether Bitcoin has reached its top or not. There is still time and there is still room to make profits. So are you going to sell 100% of your XRP? We're going to talk about this a little bit. I'm sure there are likely some of you guys who are thinking selling 100% of your XRP. Anywhere between $4 and $10 is the plan that's maybe in your head because you just want XRP to hit above all-time high and, go to that $10 mark, that psychological level, right? Double digits, cash out of everything and be on your merry way. Well, like I said, there's pros and cons to everything, and we're going to get to that in a sec. First, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on right now in the crypto space. This from BondCrypt XRP. Poloniex settles charges with the SEC for operating an unregistered exchange. So just with regards to this SEC crypto stuff that's going on right now. Of course, we've got the Ripple lawsuit, but here's something else that's going on with the SEC. They actually came to a settlement. According to an announcement by the SEC on Monday, Poloniex offered trading of cryptocurrencies deemed securities to U.S. investors on its platform between July 2017 and November 2019 without duly registering as a securities broker in violation of Section 5 of the Act. And they have finally settled. The SEC's indictment also stated that employees of the exchange actively sought to circumvent securities regulations in a bid to increase the company's market share. According to the Commission's enforcement chief, Christina Littman, Poloniex chose increased profits over compliance with the federal securities laws by including digital asset securities on its exchange. Poloniex attempted to circumvent the SEC's regulatory regime, which applies to any marketplace for bringing together buyers and sellers of securities, regardless of the applied technology. So it sounds like they caved almost. In the end, though, it came to a settlement. Poloniex will pay $8.48 million of the total fine in disgorgement, as well as a $1.5 million civil penalty, in addition to over $403,000 in prejudgment interest. So just to give you guys a bit of context as to what's going on in the U.S. with regards to SEC settling another cryptocurrency-related case. This guy's from DJ Peter Vass. The BOJ mints first batch of Jamaican central bank digital currency. So here's another country that's well on its way with CBDCs. At a short ceremony this morning, Bank of Jamaica minted Jamaica's first batch of CBDCs. A total of $230 million Jamaican dollars in CBDCs will be issued to deposit-taking institutions and authorized payment service providers during the CBDC pilot exercise, which ends in December. BOJ's CBDC team demonstrated the process of minting digital currencies during the ceremony, and the very intricate but efficient process took place under the watchful eyes of the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, the Honorable Nigel Clark, BOJ Governor Richard Biles, member of BOJ's senior management team, as well as the management team of technology provider eCurrency Mint Inc. And so I just thought I'd bring this to you guys to let you know CBDCs being minted around the world, or at least there are plans to mint more CBDCs around the world, and Jamaica just another country that has jumped on board with that. I'm not going to dwell on these articles too much because I want to get to the meat and potatoes. Ripple partner news, guys. This has to do with Banco Santander. They've just recently rolled out a QR code-based cash flow manager app. So Banco Santander has begun to roll out its cash flow manager app in the UK, enabling businesses to view account balances from multiple banks in one place and collect payment from customers instantly using QR codes. Created in partnership with fintech TomatoPay, Santander's UK clients who use the app can link to view their banking details for up to 98% of UK banks. The app analyzes each business's data to provide it with categorized insights into things like spending, for example, or how its payroll expenditure on any given month compares to its average over a prescribed period. By analyzing a business's transactions, Cash Flow Manager also assesses its future cash flow position to provide detailed forecasts. So a Ripple partner, Santander, rolling out new technology for businesses to be able to manage things like account balances and to kind of see where their cash flow is going. So great news here being reported by Finextra. I wanted to thank BondCrypt XRP for posting that. We also have this, guys, from the Cryptic Poet. Ripple partner Tranglo just granted new payment functions by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So Tranglo, we know, a Ripple partner. Ripple actually has a 40% stake in Tranglo, and Ripple also a partner of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. And so Tranglo just received new approvals from the MAS under the Payment Service Act to provide account issuance, domestic money transfer, and e-money services. The PSA passed by the Singaporean Parliament on January 14, 2019, provides for regulatory certainty and customer safeguards while encouraging innovation and growth of payment services and fintech. License holders are held to high standards and must comply with anti-money laundering rules, of course, for counterterrorism, so on and so forth. The license to perform the additional services are a boost to the rapidly expanding capabilities of Tranglo's cross-border payment network, fully regulated by 4 authorities and covers over 22 countries. So Tranglo, they're now empowered to grant true seamless global payments to millions of people and businesses by routing mass payouts and instant transactions through its local supporting infrastructure. And, if we see this, if we can get that synergy going, I mean, Tranglo and the MAS, a great example of where we could see more countries going down the road. The MAS, or the Monetary Authority of Singapore, obviously a partner of Ripple. We also have Tranglo, this company where Ripple has invested heavily in them. So, of course, we are going to see this part of the world running on Ripple, but when we see two influential bodies like this kind of band together, or rather, them getting the license to do this in that section of the world, I think that could be a good launching off point for, other countries in that region, and then eventually globally. We are going to see this roll out more and more as the years go on. So great news there. Coming out of Southeast Asia, I wanted to thank the Cryptic Poet for posting that. And just a reminder, guys, this from the Wrath of Kahneman. This with regards to the U.S. Faster Payments Council and their cross-border payment work group, of which Ripple is a member, that they mentioned down here, high value, and one of the service providers is Ripple. Ripple as a high-value B2B service provider, not a low value, so that's interesting to note, the fact that they are assuming high-value payments are going to be running through the XRP ledger and not necessarily these retail-style payments. This is what's going to drive more demand for XRP and ultimately a higher price for XRP. So this is a document just from June. We already caught wind that the U.S. Faster Payment Council will be integrating with Ripple. I believe it was through a partnership with another company. I think it was Valente. If my mind serves me correctly, put it down in the comments if you guys know for sure. But it's good to see, evidence in this direction. And so the Wrath of Kahneman just links that article there. If you guys are interested in that, I'll have the PDF linked in the description of this video as well. And this is an oldie but a goodie, but I think it was important to bring up just because of where we're going to go in this video next. If ever in doubt about your XRP investment, remember this: Ripple will inevitably change the landscape of cross-border remittance markets in the next 5 to 10 years. So this just to demonstrate how much this is going to change, revolutionize global remittance infrastructure. And in Japan, there are already 61 banks using Ripple to handle cross-border transactions. Ripple's XRP as a centralized currency being utilized within this new financial framework. And then down here on the other side, Ripple system using cryptocurrency and distributed ledger is challenging SWIFT to dramatically improve the remittance service to benefit customers. So even back in 2019, they were already saying, Ripple is giving SWIFT a run for its money. These benefits include real-time delivery, 24/7 services, and low transaction costs. New systems like Ripple will inevitably change the landscape of cross-border remittance markets in the next 5 to 10 years. So we are on that trajectory right now. This again was from the Science Direct paper from 2019. I will link this in the description if you guys are interested. Just a 7-page document here. And for those of you guys who do not know, Science Direct is a website which provides access to a large bibliographic database of scientific and medical publications of the Dutch publisher Elsevier, it hosts over 800 million pieces of content from more than 4,000 academic journals and 30,000 ebooks of the publisher. So just a trove of information here. Like I said, an oldie but a goodie, but just to kind of drive that point home that Ripple and XRP still on track, despite what's going on in the news, despite the fact that, the SEC really trying to work hard to tamp down this cryptocurrency blaze that is just going to take the world by storm. Again, this ruling is going to really have an impact on the cryptocurrency market in the United States. In this morning's video, I talked a little bit more. I gave you guys a bit of an update of what's going on with that infrastructure bill. I'll link that up here if you guys didn't catch it. I'm going to talk about this now, guys. And when I read this, I thought, you know what? Chris has got a point here. This is from Chris XRP on Twitter. XRP will lose most of its long-term retail hodlers between the $4 and $10 range. I won't be one of them, but I'll definitely take some profits along the way. I had a guy ask me the other day, I told him what my plan was. I told him, because I hold X amount of XRP, I feel comfortable taking out X% now and Y% later. And he said, well, why don't you just take out like most of it and keep a little bit in? And I said to him, because for me, this strategy is going to work better. And I get it. I get if your minds are thinking, well, why? If the market's going to go down, why not take out more now or 100% now and buy back in later when XRP goes back down in price? Well, there's a reason for that. And ultimately, that reason is for insurance. You got to think that $4 to $10 range, we have not been there ever. The closest we got was all-time high for XRP. Let me just bring up XRP here on the chart. And that was back in January of 2018, right? Euphoria, people were getting excited, everybody was getting really rich if you cashed out up and around here. But a lot of us didn't cash out, didn't take any profits, and the market just kept going down and down and further down. And we lived through all of this, right? We lived through all of this. And, I think that this is what's got a lot of people who have been patient. I'll give them the benefit of having the patience to stick through it. But this is what's got a lot of people say, you know what, I'm just going to cash out of everything or most of it. And I don't care because the market will reset. I can buy back in lower. And so to Chris's point, between $4, let's say between all-time high where we're hearing the price target is, anywhere between there, okay, let's kind of call it in and around here. Anywhere between here, this is where most XRP hodlers will likely take out profits, most of their profits, and not keep anything. Now, if you look at this at face value, this plan, it works. But it only really works if it happens exactly this way. What we're assuming is that the market is going to reset. We're going to be in another multi-year bear market, and there will be more opportunities like we saw in 2017, 2018, and then throughout 2019, 2020, we saw a bear market where we had the option to accumulate more. But there are a lot of things going on, and this is why I wanted to bring up these articles before I talked about this. We're getting closer and closer to cryptocurrency regulatory clarity. Many countries around the world are developing CBDCs. Banks around the world utilizing RippleNet. And so with all this combined, we are likely going to see more adoption of cryptocurrencies, more than we've ever seen before in this decade. And so the question remains, do we see another bear market similar to what we saw in 2017? Or do we reach all-time high for XRP? It corrects a little bit and we continue moving upward. I like to look at the Binance coin chart just to give you guys a sense of where Binance coin went. And, despite ups and downs in the crypto space, take a look at that chart. I'm just going to take that off. This is Binance coin on the weekly. Now, Binance coin initially released in July of 2017, but take a look at that, guys. That is just a bullish trend all the way up. If you look at it on the weekly, higher lows, higher highs, okay, all the way up for Binance coin. So the trend, an upward channel from 2017 all the way to today. So I wonder to myself, are we going to see something similar perhaps for the cryptocurrency space? Because we will be seeing real-world utility in the 2020s and into the next decade, because XRP will have more value, more people will be using it, and even Bitcoin, right? Ethereum, all the other cryptocurrencies are going to mature as well. So are we going to see a bit of a different pattern play out? This is the only reason why I'm not going to sell all my XRP. That and the fact that even in this bull run, we could see even higher prices than that, $10 to $15 prediction that we've talked about so much on this channel. And so in a video I did a couple of months ago, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys didn't catch it. We talked about price of XRP. We talked about, how much XRP you would need to cash out of, depending on what your retirement targets are. And I added a resource in that video. I don't know if you guys saw this resource here. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and I will link it in the description of this video as well. So if you guys want to check out this resource, it's just a spreadsheet that I developed to give you guys a sense of where your cryptocurrency profits would be if you decided to cash out of 30, 40, 50% of your cryptocurrency, just depending on what your targets are. And I just wanted to give a bit of an example here. So XRP, let's just say for sake of argument, just to make the math easy, you had 100,000 XRP and you decided to cash out of 100% of your XRP at $10. Well, that would ultimately give you $1 million, right? If I bring up the calculator and we take 100,000, right, times $10, that brings you $1 million. Now that's cashing out 100% of your cryptocurrency, and sure, $1 million sounds great, but let's say you cashed out 65% of that and you only cashed out $650,000. Now, again, guys, I'm not taking into consideration the taxes that you would have to pay, so you'd have to just calculate what those would be based on where you live. But let's just say, for sake of argument, you cashed out 65% of your cryptocurrency at that moment. You'd have $650,000. Now, I don't know how much money you make today, but for a lot of people, you could coast for a fairly long time, perhaps with a moderate lifestyle with $650,000 in the bank. We also have the luxury to remember that cycles come every 2.5, 3 years. So, even if you were still living modestly for the next 3 years and you were hoping for the next bull run to happen in 2025 or what have you, maybe the targets for XRP at that time will be $50 or higher. Well, would it be a benefit to cash out only 60%? Because let's not forget the XRP that you bought yesteryear in 2018, 2019, perhaps in 2020, you bought that at such a discount that you will probably never see those prices again. I mean, you might, but you might not. So let's say you waited until 2025 to cash out the remaining amount. And so on this chart here, you guys can see if you were to cash out 65,000 of your XRP based on the 100,000 XRP that I mentioned at the beginning of this exercise, you would still have another 35,000 XRP remaining. And so, if you could live off $650,000 over the next few years, and let's just say the new target in 2025 for XRP was $50. Well, you'd cash out the remaining 35,000 XRP at $50. Well, now you'd have $1.75 million if you just waited another few years. So you tack that on to the 650, which would mean that ultimately, yes, you would have to wait a little longer, but ultimately you would have yielded $2.4 million just waiting that little bit longer, rather than the $1 million if you were to cash out 100% of your XRP today. Now, again, everybody's targets are different, everybody's plans are different, but a lot of people fall in this trap, right? They do tend to see dollar signs and, $1 million today better than $2.7 million in 4 years from now. I don't know. But the other thing you might want to pay attention to is the fact that the market might not go back down and it might just continue to go up. I mean, let's say we see worldwide adoption and XRP goes to, $589. Multiply that by the 35,000 XRP that you have, and now you have $20.6 million. And I mean, hey, that might take 5 years, that might take 10 years. This is obviously going to be person specific, and everybody, again, has different goals. So this is definitely something very important to think about, guys, if you are looking to cash out your stack. This Excel spreadsheet, too, you can add in other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, for example. You just put in these symbols manually, and then the quantity of Bitcoin, let's say you have, 2.06 Bitcoin, and you see your target for Bitcoin being, $70,000. What you guys can see over here is that this Excel spreadsheet just populates with these numbers. So you can put in your entire cryptocurrency portfolio here and see what amount you would have if you cashed out 50%, 55%, 60, 65, 70, 75, depending on what your strategy is. And these total values down here change accordingly. So $4 to $10, do you guys think most people are going to cash out at this range? The good news for us is that, we do the research. We see everything that's coming down the pipe for XRP, the XRPL. We know Ripple has a vested interest in keeping the price of XRP high. We know that because, even just in today's video, not for low transactions, they are purposely focusing on high value transactions. That means a large value of XRP, more demand for XRP, guys, and with more demand comes a higher price. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.